Nancy Matthews.
Who you're being is really what determines the quality of life that you have.
Live.
Hey, Mark.
It's so good to be alive right about now.
It is good to be alive and live on Facebook.
Yes, yes. I love every time I say yes, yes now, I think of you.
Well, I'm glad you have been well programmed for the positive.
It's a great anchoring for sure.
Yeah.
So Nancy, I'm super, super excited to be here. This is part of the Soulful Leadership interview series, one of the contributing authors for the Soulful Leadership book. I want to talk to you a little bit about your chapter in the book, which is very instrumental in the placement of the book. It's our anchor chapter. I think it really summarizes, what are the possibilities for the future. So that's really what we're going to move into in the conversation. But I want to start off just for anybody who, for some reason, may not know who you are, to share a little bit about who you are, and then we'll move into the chapter of the book.
All right. You want me to talk about myself?
If you don't mind talking about you.
I don't mind talking about me. And it's really funny, too, because, as somebody who speaks and teaches and does recordings and stuff, I'll watch them again, whether I'm editing and checking them. And my kids will always go, "Are you watching yourself again?" I'm like, as a matter of fact, I am.
And that's a part of our own growth. It's a
Yes.
thing to do.
So clearly I'm a mom and I've got two amazing children. I am the co-founder of Women's Prosperity Network along with my two sisters, the author of several books, and my passion and my mission in life is something that I call the One Philosophy. And it's about co-creating with you, everybody who's watching, co-creating a world where everyone treats each other as the one. And what that really means is recognizing that there is love, honor, and light in every single person. So even if you may not see the light, it's there. It may just be covered up by hurt or pain or anger or disappointment. So always look for the light in others and be the light that shines on them so they can even see their own light too.
So yummy and delicious. And when you speak of the light and seeing the light in others, it reminds me of the one word, namaste,
Yes.
which literally means the light in me sees the light in you. And I think it's such an important piece for my mission of creating a world that works for everyone. We have to be able to adapt this one philosophy, which is why you are also the one of the first speakers at our upcoming retreat, the Soulful Leadership Retreat, because I think, again, this is such a fundamental piece for all of us to be able to solve the problems that, especially right now with division, and we'll move into that and what some of the opportunities are. But I really appreciate the one philosophy, and you're going to be re-releasing a new edition of this book. When did the first book come out?
So the first book came out in 2013. I've actually been teaching and speaking on it since 2010. So it's 11 years now that this idea was birthed. And 2013, I wrote the first edition, and then I recognized that the message wasn't as impeccable. And let me tell you what I mean by that. It's because when you live the one philosophy, when you begin treating everyone you meet, your life actually becomes magical. You step into this place of flow and synchronicity so that you end up meeting the ones everywhere you go. And that aha, that excitement, that part came through in the first edition, so that some people came away from reading it and thinking I was talking about what do you have to do to meet the one, and that's not what it was. So I did the second edition to clear that up and make it more prominent that it's everything begins with you being the one that sees the light and honors others. And then I'm now releasing a third edition because a couple of reasons. Number one, I've personally grown. And while the message is perfect as it is, I've enhanced it to provide some additional tools to help us, because it's not always easy to see the light when you're in disagreement. And when you're standing really strong in what your belief is, and the other person is standing really strong in their belief, like how do we come together in that space? So I've added some tools around that. And also, oh my gosh, stories that have been shared with me over the years of how living the one philosophy has created miracles in beautiful, beautiful ways. So that's why the third edition is coming out. I'm very excited about it. And, I'm on a mission to co-create a world where everyone treats each other as the one.
And I think the timing is just so perfect, just like, again, Soulful Leadership Book. And again, you can go to soulfulleadershipbook.com to not only get the book, but also all the free gifts that come with that. And the timing for all of this idea, again, with the division and everything else that's going to bring unity back together, it's a perfect time for the one philosophy.
Mm-hmm. Well, and Mark, this is the reason I wanted to be a part of the project that you're doing. I wanted to, I came to the retreat last year. I've been working closely with you all year in the mastermind, met the most extraordinary human beings. And friends and business partners and, all sorts of things. I'll be at the retreat this year again. And what I love about everything related to what you're doing is it comes from this spirit of we are all leaders. So, whether you lead a company, a business, a tribe, whatever it is, you're a leader. People are always watching. So the work that you do and all the authors that you brought together in the book, and that'll be at the retreat, help me be a better me. More loving, more kind, more excited about life, more inspired, getting over my own baggage. Like that's what this journey is about. To be a soulful leader means stepping into the best version of yourself. And the best version of yourself is fully actualized, bringing your gifts and talents, can see love and can be love even in the most trying of circumstances. So thank you.
Oh, that's so perfect. And it's almost like you were setting up the theme for the event, and the theme for my whole year actually this year is being love in action and surrendering to the magic of sacred synchronicity. And you were just talking about that, when you are being the one, when you're showing up, you're creating that energetic flow for everything else to show up. So it really does start with you being the one first to find all of the other ones and being the one for them. So that's such a great, again, fit for the theme. And also your chapter, again, around vision, values, and velocity. So taking the idea of one, first starting from being the one and connecting to who you are at soul level, connecting to your soul offer, connecting to your soul tribe, but then going out and leading and actually doing it. Like you said, everybody's a leader. Even if you're a leader in your family or just even personal leadership, whether that's at work, it doesn't have to be the leader in your work. Just you showing up as a leader fits so well with this idea of the vision, the values, and velocity of what are the next steps? What are the opportunities? So I want to lead into that with 2020 and how 2020 was very, very challenging for many people. It showed up very suddenly. And again, the way that you showed up and the way that you helped your community as a lighthouse, as somebody who kept shining the light and saying, here's where we can keep moving forward. What did you see, first of all, as what showed up for you, and then what did that turn into for opportunities for 2021 and moving forward?
So 2020, quite frankly, tested me on many levels. And I haven't really talked about this, so thank you. It tested me in terms of how loving I could be. It tested me in terms of how scared I could be. It tested me in terms of what was my future and what was my vision and my dream. Because all of those things were different than I had anticipated when 2020 rolled around, when it first started. So it tested me in terms of my fear, like, oh my God, there's this virus. And am I going to get sick? And am I going to, like, it was scary. And I found myself in the beginning watching the news because I wanted to be informed. And then I found myself getting more scared. And I still watch the news to be informed. And I've learned to listen from the observer's standpoint rather than getting hooked in. And I take precautions, and I'm doing all the recommended guidelines to be careful and protect myself and those around me. But it tested me. It definitely did. And where I went very quickly is I knew that I had to step up my spiritual practice. So I started doubling up on what I call vitamin F. And vitamin F is to have more faith, to find ways to have more focus on what I wanted, and to have more fun with the people that I truly love and care for. So
I love that. Faith, focus, and fun. Vitamin F.
vitamin F, everybody.
And I think that is really an important element in the cure to the human challenges that are coming on, because it is around the fear. And there's all different sides of that. There's opposing ideas of what that fear looks like.
Yeah. And if you take a look, if you really examine someone who's angry, the root of that anger is in fear. So it's been said there are only two emotions, love or fear, right? So the anger, the reason people get angry is because they're trying to protect themselves against this horrible thing happening. So if I can remember that with somebody who's angry, rather than feeling attacked, if I can get compassionate and empathetic with this person to go, I wonder what the root fear is. Because if we can address the root fear for all the people who are angry, then we have a place to work from. But from anger, nothing constructive gets created. Destructive things do, for sure. And it's a way of, there's breakdowns and breakthroughs. We're probably going on a tangent, so I apologize.
No, this is absolutely perfect. And again, Albert Einstein said that you can't create a solution from the same place where you created the problem. So coming to this middle ground is really important, and again, absolutely essential. So leading into the chapter, again, around values, vision, and velocity, how does that relate to 2021 for you and what you see as possible for you individually as well as for humanity?
Well, me individually, it's the vision is about sharing the one philosophy, the world where everybody treats each other as the one. The values come back to the core values of us as human beings. Every human being is seeking a way to find things more pleasing, to get better. We all want that feeling of things being better, right? We just have different interpretations of it, definitions of it. So vision, knowing your vision, knowing the values that I want to bring is to bring people back together. When you have those two pieces clear and really locked in to your spirit, the velocity happens because there's no static, there's no drag on it. So one of the reasons that when you asked me to contribute to the book, and it was about connecting to your soul tribe, people talk about, oh, I want to build a tribe, I want to have this youth fan base, I want to be an influence. Okay, great, but why? What is the reason that you want your tribe? What is the vision that you're seeking to cast, and then have them enrolled with you because your visions intersect? That's what a true tribe is. A true tribe is where you have visions that intersect. And I have to find this. Give me 1 second.
Absolutely.
The most awesome quote just this morning. So there's a gentleman by the name, oh my gosh, I'm hoping I say it correctly. Forgive me if I don't, Vusi Themabakwayu. And he is, have you heard of him?
No.
Oh my goodness. So he is a South African businessman, entrepreneur, leader. He was on a show called Dragon's Den. And I was listening to a video of his this morning, and he says, a business with a philosophy is one that has an idea so strong that the idea transcends time, culture, it transcends people. The idea holds.
Mm.
And when you have a business that has a philosophy, which is this idea that will transcend time, culture, and even people, you have a business that will last and serve for eons. Isn't that good?
That is so rich. I love that. And it's funny too when you're talking about that alignment of your vision, your values, which is a thing I talk a lot about: vision, values, and mission. And you're talking about vision, values creates velocity,
Yes.
and it is again about being in alignment. Gets rid of that resistance. It makes me think of the super train, or if you've been to Universal Studios, the Hulk ride, which is on magnets. And it literally, because it's on magnets, there's no resistance, and you can go take off really fast. I think
I
that's
did not know that.
yeah. That's why I can shoot straight up like that, is because it's all on magnets. And again, it's getting rid of that gravity resistance. And I think that's what happens when first you have a really clear vision,
Mhm.
and then you can attach that to built around your values. That's perfect.
Yeah. And that's where the velocity kicks in. And when you do that, the velocity comes from the people who align with your vision and your values.
Right, creating all those synchronicities you were talking
Yeah,
about earlier. Exactly.
exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's the magic. That's the juice. So, where's the best place for people to go to get your book?
They can go to either theonephilosophy.com, and the new book will be released shortly, so you might want to wait. I'll be doing an announcement, but if you go there now, there's a download of the 6 principles so that you can start living the one today. And you can also go to nancymatthews.com. I've got lots of goodies for you there as well.
Beautiful, wonderful, wonderful. And we're going to be doing lots of different stuff, like you said, with your book. So the idea that being part of this movement, one of it is to be able to read the book. So we want people to be able to have it themselves, and then to live it. That's the important part. It's not just to have the information, but to have the experience of it, and see how it shifts your life, how it changes your life is the selfish reason for it. But what happens is as you start living it, the people around you start to also shift and change. And that creates this ripple effect of the huge shift that is possible. So I want to talk to people, if you are excited, you would like to be able to share this, we'd like to bring this into your community or your tribe. One of the people in MetaMind bought your book and shared it with everybody in her tribe because she saw how it would uplift everyone. So I want to encourage people that might be a part of team building exercises or in your corporation. There's a lot of people now that are bringing consciousness into the workplace. And this is a really valuable thing, whether you're part of human resources or whatever else. I think it'd be a great opportunity for bringing people together.
Years ago, when the first book came out, I actually gifted it to the woman that does my nails. And she, after reading it, said every single person who works here needs to read this book because it's about how we treat each other as human beings. So if you're running a business and everyone has contact with other people, so this is just kind of like the golden rule for today. And the simple 6 principles that I share make it really easy to apply, and the enhanced techniques will support you in getting through some of the bumpier times that we all experience.
And again, I'm just so in love with you and your message, and really want to help support that. And there's a personal piece of it that will also support the larger parts of reaching more people, which is a vision that you shared last year at the retreat. And I want to just put that invitation out there because we never know who's watching.
That's true. That's true.
And I really want to say hello to the boss. I want to get the boss on board with the one philosophy. So you tell us your vision.
Okay. All right. So let me just lay a small foundation around that, because the way that this vision occurred, this piece of my vision, is we were doing an activity at one of our events where we have people pretend it's 3 years into the future and just imagine all the amazing things that you want to have happened. So I'm doing a demonstration of this in front of the room, and I'm just kind of flowing free thought on it all, free form. And I said, the one philosophy, has sold millions of copies. It is being taught in the school system. So our children are being brought up with knowing to treat everyone as the one. And I'm on all talk shows. In fact, I was on the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon The same night Bruce Springsteen happened to be on, and then we sang a song together about the one philosophy, to use the universal language of music to share this message. So that is my vision. One of my many visions as a way to really share this message is using music. Why Bruce Springsteen? Because I've been a fan of his since I'm a teenager. I grew up on, I wrote an article once called Rock and Roll Personal Development, and how the lyrics in his music inspired me to go have a dream and to go for it, and to, like, that's a big part of who I am today, is growing up listening to that music and knowing that, the land of hope and dreams exists, and that I get to create that. And I love when he opened the inauguration with that song, which is my favorite Bruce Springsteen song. So anyway, that's it.
Great. And again, whether you know somebody on Jimmy Kimmel and want to get us on there, would bring.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I love that. Again, that's a big part of what you do. You do help people to expand what vision is possible for them, so that really people can step into being the one in a bigger and better way.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you, Nancy. I appreciate all the love that you shine into the world.
I love you. I'm so excited about the retreat. Can we talk about the retreat for a couple minutes?
Sure, absolutely. Let's do that.
So let me share with all of you why I'm so excited. And there's a different word. It'll come through in a moment. When I went to the retreat last year, I really didn't know what I was about to experience. And I didn't know many of the people that were going to be there. And it felt like not only coming home, but coming home to the next level of myself, with a group of people who were there to say, lift each other up. And so I'm just so looking forward to being at the retreat. It's virtual, so we can be there from our home. So come and join us at the retreat if you're someone who sees a better future for yourself, for the people around you, for your community and our world. You will meet at this retreat people who are committed, who have the same vision, values, and together we create velocity.
So perfectly said. I really appreciate that. And it is amazing that it was a year ago that we met. It was on 2/2/2020. It was a Super Bowl Sunday. We had a super soul party. And just weeks after that event, I drove down to Fort Lauderdale for iLive.
Yeah.
And that was literally the last time that I got to see the people I love outside of my family. It had been literally months since I saw any other people. I still haven't been to any other event. That was it.
Who knew? But we did throw a good event.
We did it. It was so much fun. And I know that we'll be getting back into live events. Part of this we're looking for next year of 2022, certainly. And again, it is online, but we want to create the same kind of intimacy, because you were talking about that, the connections and everything. So it was actually, the first event was supposed to be more masterminds. And then I went to your event and I saw really how you did these small mastermind groups within that. So we're going to actually include 3 masterminds each day as part of the sessions. In fact, you're going to be leading one right on the day one. Yeah, so
I'm excited about that. And it's interesting because when I'm often asked to open events with a talk about the one philosophy, because it sets a tone. It creates the culture of how people interact with each other. It's why Women's Prosperity Network has this essence to it that's hard to describe and almost hard to believe. The people in our community treat each other as the one, and it's the foundation. And just imagine that world. So take it on, my friends. Get the 6 principles and just get out there and be the one.
Absolutely. And again, day one is really all about connecting to who you are. So understanding and showing up as being the one is a core piece of that. And then on day 2, we will be talking about connecting to your soul offer, your divine purpose, why you're here. And then on day 3, connecting to your soul tribe, your perfect customers, your dream team, and your ambassadors that are out there spreading the word about what you're doing. All of this is really, again, a framework for connection. It's all about building connection within the room. So we would love to add you to the mix. You can go to soulleadershipretreat.com or Soulful Leadership Book to order the book. Before we say goodbye, is there anything else that you would like to just leave our viewers today with, as far as any message that you'd like to share?
So my invitation would be, learn how to be response able. So we've often heard I can respond or I can react. You know, you want to be responsive or reactive, or all of that, or create. But when you are response able, and I got this term from someone else who I can't remember, but I love it. I am able to respond with love and compassion and empathy, rather than get triggered when someone says something. And people are going to trigger you. That doesn't stop, let me just say. But it's, what do you do when you do get triggered? Do you think, I wonder what got me triggered? Because when you get triggered, there's something in you that is angry or fearful. So then you respond like that. So if we can learn to be response able, to respond with compassion and empathy, that'll make your life and the other people's lives a whole lot better.
That is such a beautiful nugget of wisdom, again, especially with all of the division that people are feeling, even within families and friends and in groups. It brings it together and helps you to understand and be more compassionate. Thank you so much for sharing that. That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Yay. Well, Nancy, again, I just absolutely love you. Can't wait to see you next week for the retreat. And we'll put the links down below. If you can put I'll put the One Philosophy link as well.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye for now.
Well, hello, and thanks for checking out this YouTube channel. If you like this video, be sure to hit subscribe and pass on the good news to someone that you care about. We'll be dropping videos quite often to support you in living your best life.